So, Ian, we was talking about the Manifestation of Fear album. It was a downfall spiral for you in Japan. Do you think the next album that you did, Forbidden Fruit, was an uplift for you? Did you get more success with that in Japan?
It wasn't so much a downfall, it was just the sales weren't as good. We still
Right.
sold, I think we sold getting well over 14, 15,000. But we expected, because it was such a fabulous production, also from Tommy Newton, Halloween, Keeper of the Seven Keys. It was just a classy, high standard album with more mature songs, if you like. Um, and it was a concept, and there was a message in there about growing up in a tough environment, but not with a negative ending. The message basically was you can pull through a situation which is tough. Um, so, do we think with Forbidden Fruit? The thing is, once Henk left Elegy, basically that was it as far as the big sales are concerned, and the bigger appeal to the fans. We lost a huge fan base once Henk van der Laars left the band. That was a fact. And we continued with Patrick Rondat, and there were an enormous amount of people who respect him as a guitar player, like what he does. But at the end of the day, the light kind of faded out, and that was with our hardcore fans. We Elegy had an enormous fan base. It was unbelievable. I mean, we had an Italian fan club called Supremacy. We're still in contact with Fabio Lidi. He did the fan club. We met him recently in Milan. Um, there were so many things which were phenomenal with that band, which it was almost like a fairy tale come true with Elegy. But as I said, there was a chemistry and a sound that they had in the beginning. Unfortunately, that continued when I joined, and it took off with State of Mind. Basically, State of Mind was the best-selling album Elegy had. And we realized afterwards, in hindsight, that the positiveness in State of Mind is basically and the sentiment as well, with tracks like Destiny Calling. That was about a childhood story uh, based on an old man that I knew, a wise man who used to basically teach me stuff as a kid in a really lovely way, in a human way, if you like, a tale of humanity in a sense. With all these things, Shadow Dancer had a touch about somebody growing up in a tough situation, a young girl dancing in the shadows. I think that's why, not want to go into too much detail about the stories behind the lyrics, but I think this kind of sentiment, especially also in Japan and around the world, was why people really loved Elegy so much. And that, now in hindsight, is basically how we want to do it. I mean, when I watch a movie, and maybe you feel the same way, you need the feel good factor. You want to watch a movie. I don't watch horror films because I don't like the shit being scared out of me, so to speak.
Popcorn flying
But
everywhere.
yeah, exactly. And I'm not into all the blood and gore. That doesn't really entertain me, to be honest. I love science fiction. I'm a huge science fiction fan ever since the early days of Star Trek on the old black and white TV. I really believe that's what I put in this consortium project concept story around. So I really believe that our ancestors are from another planet, and our species basically was brought here, and all the signs are everywhere, like Egypt, the pyramids. The Sumerians did the first type of hieroglyphic. They did their own hieroglyphic language.
Yeah.
That was the first established language from mankind, as historians and scientists show. And at the end of the day, there's so much crap going on. There's been through the millennia crap from mankind. And I think basically now at the end of the day, maybe I'm getting old, but I just want to write about good things from now on. There's enough crap flying around. And that's basically the approach we want to take with the next Elegy album.
Right. So I mean, when you first joined the band, Ian, what sort of reaction did you get from the old fans? Because you had big boots to fill, didn't you? The high pitched voice like Edward had.
Yeah, no, the reaction was in the sales. Positive, a feeling of acceptance. It's always difficult when you make a big change, especially with singers. But that acoustic Primal Instinct mini album, the 6-track album, got sold over 10,000. So there were 10,000 fans who were really happy with what they heard. And then the next one went, as I said, up towards the 100,000, a little bit more. So the proof is in the pudding. The CD sale says it all.
Yeah.
We seem to do the right thing.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I mean, you guys reformed.
And I mean, you'll always, sorry, Jason, you'll always get a difference of opinion. I mean, my wife was saying to me, did you know that there's a fan-based Elegy profile on Facebook? And I never knew that. And when there was, she read me some of the discussions that they have about who was the best or who they prefer. But it's their own choice. Yeah. And it's great that they're writing about the band Elegy, regardless of who's the singer or who's the guitar player, if you like, or who's in the band. I mean, we now have the best of both worlds because we have the chemistry with the two guitar players. The fans are now completely over that, if you like, that apprehension of it being me with the reunion. And there's no more debate and discussions. Everybody's just said, Ian's did his job and he did it great. And he's shown to everybody that he can sing both sides of Elegy before his period and after and during his period. So that's enough. That's all we need. I mean, I would have carried on anyway, regardless, even if the fans would have said, oh, I prefer Edward, because at the end of the day, it's down to your own taste, what you like. Absolutely. So, you know, when Edward didn't want to do it, I'm doing it. I want to do it. I love it. And I think now it's just all steam ahead, you know, all systems go.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're just going to go for it and see what it brings us. And anyway, so far, we're just happy to be back together again. And it was amazing how quick the rapport working together. Because we toured, like you said, with Stradivarius, with Camelot. We did our own stuff in Japan back in that period. So there was a click. And that click came back straight away, you know. And it was just a question of working out who's going to sing what, backing vocals, all them kind of things. Just remembering how we did it. Also, that combination of taking the studio versions and doing them in the best possible way how we did in the past live. And that we've all figured out. We're doing shows. It's going great. We're going to ProgPower in America. There's some also even bigger news coming up, but I can't tell you yet, sadly. Sorry.
That's okay.
But and we're going to start working on ideas for the new album.
Well, I'm going to talk to you about in a minute, but you guys reformed back in 2023 on April the 1st. Now, a lot of people, April Fool's Day, did people think that was a piss take?
Reformed on April the 1st, 2023.
Yeah.
Maybe that's when the news, I don't know if that's when the news release came out, but we were already in March, we were already basically it went like this. And I kept contact with Martin. We had vinyls. People were wanting to release the vinyls all over the world. We'd had the Digipack versions 10 years earlier from Poland, from Metal Mind Productions. So Martin and me always kept the contact and the rapport going between the two of us, even though we were doing our own things. And Martin was still working, was the whole time working with Derek with his own band, 7 Miles to Pittsburgh. So at the same time as my old colleague from Hammerhead, Wilco from Bake, contacted me, the guitar player from Hammerhead, and asked could I help him out with their singer, who sadly was ill, which I did. Martin phones me up and says, right, that's it. Just had Henk having a beer with me. He wants to do it. And I said, what? And we've tried this so many times. Honestly, you wouldn't believe how many times we've tried to convince him. But it had a lot to do with, he had some demons he had to challenge, and he did. He was also a father, grandfather now, and that hurdle, to get over that hurdle of not being on stage for decades, that hurdle of that fight in his own mind being basically ripped off from the old management and old record company, not Noise Records, by the way. They were fabulous with us, TNT, Modern Music Noise. They were absolutely fabulous with us. A great team, a great bunch of people. And we adored them, we loved them to bits. But so all these things that created a huge impact with Henk. And that's why it's taken so many years. I'm just glad I'm still alive. And he said, yeah. For the same money, I could have popped off because I'm in my 60s now. You never know. Could be the last time they see me on stage. I could pop off at my age at any time.
Any of us could. Any of us could, Ian.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But anyway, I'm just glad it's happened. I would have loved it 10 years earlier. It's just you have to work harder now as you get older. But we're doing it and we're kicking ass. Just check out the video clips from the fans on YouTube. It's all over the place now. Wow. And we're delivering the goods. Now, even better. And we've got that chemistry with twin guitar players, which I never had in the past. And I love it.
Awesome.
With Gilbert and Henk. So, like I said, this is it for me. We're going for it. I mean, I just said to the missus, Maureen, I said, listen, she said, I've told you, this is your last chance. Do it. And I already told her I'm going to do it anyway. And even though it's taken a bit of investment, and you have to put a hell of a lot of time into it if you want to do it professionally and you want to do it great. And that's what we've done. So slowly but surely, all the shows are coming in. We're playing the first show in April in Germany. We're going to Greece in March. We're going to do a couple of shows together with Angra, which is going to be fabulous.
Funny you should mention Angra, Ian. I've just interviewed Raphael, and I mentioned about drum teching for them. So maybe a possibility I might be able to drum tech with them next year.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah.
So we'll see.
Cool. I don't know how that's going to work. You'll have to contact the promoter or whatever. I don't know how many staff they have, but we already had 2 shows booked. Headlining is Elegy. The promoter said, "Hey, guess who's coming to town? Angra. It would be cool to combine it." We said, "Yeah, let's do it."
Excellent.
So we've switched it over to opening for Angra.
When's this going to be?
Support them. And I think it's going to be a fabulous support. And we're playing at a festival there as well. We're doing 2 nights now in Athens, which is going to be fabulous. And I used to sing years ago with Chris Tears for a number of years, back in 2010. I don't know if you can see the poster that's behind me.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
But I played in Athens with Crystal Tears back in the day, and I was there in 2014 helping Headless out, supporting Fate's Warning. And no one ever forgets Elegy. When we went to Serbia playing in Belgrade, and I used to work with a guy called Misha Calvin.
Yeah, I know him.
Also a really talented guitar player. He's from Serbia originally. He's a British citizen. lived in the UK for decades. We did these Evolution albums, first one with Tony Martin. I
Yeah,
stood
I've
there
got them. I've got
with,
them albums.
have you got them?
Yeah.
Great, phenomenal. I wanted to do another one with him, but nothing ever come off the ground. But anyway, I was there with Fates Warning and Headless, supporting Fates Warning with Headless, and the promoter came and grabbed me, took me outside, and I'd never seen so many people in my life waiting, standing with Misha Calvin and Elegy CDs as they were in Belgrade. That was in 2014. And it's been like that my whole career ever since Elegy stopped, for the last 20 odd years. Everywhere I've gone, Elegy albums, lining up, wanting to sign autographs. Yeah. And
That's
now they
awesome.
can do that. They meet us all in person. We're still all around and alive and kicking. So that's makes it really special now.
Do you know the funny thing is, Ian? I've met you and the rest of the Elegy guys way like 20 odd years ago, but I've never seen Elegy live. Never.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's going to be possible to go to the UK because it costs money to get a band on the road and get over to the UK. But we work with the Eternal Rock Agency based in Maastricht in the Netherlands. So if there's any promoters out there listening to the interview, just send them an email. You can find an email on the internet, Eternal Rock Agency. I'd love to get Elegy playing in the UK. We never did. We never did. I was over in the UK live with Joe Stump, the US guitar player. That
Yes,
was
he's in
about,
Alcatraz now.
think out my head, also around 2010, 2012. Did a couple of shows in and around London. And I'd be over the moon if we could get Elegy playing in the UK. Yeah. So who knows? And I don't know, if not, maybe you've got I'm not sure if you're going to be at the ProgPower Festival
No, fortunately
in
not.
Atlanta 2024.
Maybe,
But
we'll
or
see.
you're touring yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe Anvil are going to be touring.
Well,
Maybe they're going to be out that way in the US.
Anvil are going to be in Holland at some point, so I'll just hook you up, and if you're available, just come to the gig.
Yeah, and maybe, just maybe, I don't know. It all depends on who the promoter is, but who knows? Maybe we can link up and do a show with Anvil. You never know.
You never
Anything's
know.
possible.
So, I mean, the new
Yeah.
material, like you must have some new material wrote. How are you going to see this new material as a progression from the previous albums? What sort of ideas have you got?
I wanted to. My first inspired feeling basically was, I mean, I've got stacks of song titles, stacks of lyrics. I've even got vocal melodies, music. I wanted the guys to pick up that chemistry that they left off from Lost, because that being one of my favorite previous early Elegy albums. And I wanted them to pick that up and basically mix it with State of Mind and go in that direction. So I'm hoping that that's what we're going to do. It would be great. I'm sorry for the fans who loved Manifestation of Fear. I'll still do some of the ballsy vocal melody lines, of course. But as I said, I really want to do some nice songs, good tunes, progressive, not too complicated, powerful, catchy vocal melody lines. Good sentiment in the lyrics as well. The feel good factor. That's what we all want. Because
Right.
that's the frame of mind that we're in now. We're in that feel good factor frame of mind as a band.
I mean, you must have had.
And we want to bring that over to our fans, and also as a way of saying thanks to them for the decades, man, of support that we've had. Decades, it's unbelievable.
You
I
must
mean,
have had.
shit, I'm 63 now.
You must have had quite
Just
a few.
count the years, and they're still there. The fans are still there. It's unbelievable.
Wow, you must have had quite a lot of record companies showing interest in you recently since the formation.
And we've already had offers for deals. We had offers for deals within a month.
So you've got some
But we
very,
didn't want to rush anything.
yeah.
And as I said, the original idea was to support the Italian label Night of the Vinyl Dead. They're doing the whole back catalogue. and slowly but surely they're re-releasing. I'm busy now with all the. I got I do the streaming through CD Baby and about 160 streaming platforms. So I said, okay, I'll carry on doing that, and there should be re-releases because a lot of people are asking for re-releases because I'm going to be doing some remastering from Forbidden Fruit's going to be the next digital release. That's going to be early next year, maybe end of January, early February. But we're trying to give the Italian label Night of the Vinyl Dead, we're trying to give them the opportunity to, because they have so many releases on vinyl from all these classic cool rock metal bands, all their back catalogs. We're trying to give them the space so that they can get this stuff out first before we then do the digital. We'll see how it goes anyway. They know we're busy with it, and then in the meantime, carry on with the shows and start getting together, getting all these new ideas down, old and new, because there's a lot of new stuff as well. The inspiration's coming left, right, and center. So, and as I said, the chemistry is there, and the style and the flavor is going to be touch of the old, little bit of the new. Say Labyrinth of Dreams, Supremacy, Lost with State of Mind, and then the icing on the cake, a little bit of now.
So it's definitely going to be it's definitely going to be old school Elegy. There's not going to be this new metal crap.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. But it's the old school Elegy that we all love in our hearts. The fans love it, we do, and that's the one thing doing music, having this opportunity. I feel so honored and grateful to be able to do music, is putting a smile on people's faces, seeing people happy, man. I've had people come up to me when we were with Elegy in Italy, and they said to me, yeah, you wrote a song with your first solo album. And it was that song that helped my girlfriend, who became my wife. It helped us struggle on. And they brought their son and they said, and this is the result. And it was like, hook me. It was like such an honor and a privilege to be able to do this. And I love doing it at the same time. And these are the moments that you have in your musical career, and these are the moments that Elegy have experienced. And now, like I said, all we want to do now is give as much as possible back to the fans, and that's what we're going to do.
Right? Was it difficult for you to put a set list together for the recent tour that you've been doing? The few
yeah,
shows
it was. It was because we realized we'd done so many cool songs and we had so many albums. We couldn't choose. So what we decided, first of all, it made sense to focus on the albums. What made Elegy's success, the first three. And then when I joined from State of Mind and Manifestation of Fear, then that's 5 albums. We decided also, with reactions back from the fans and looking at what people had written for decades, we decided to base it on them 5 albums and not make it too complicated. Because that's what I can get. I mean, what have we done now? We've done 3 before my period with Edward. I did Primal Instinct, which was covers of the old stuff. Then we did State of Mind, Manifestation of Fear, Forbidden Fruit, Principles of Pain. A lot of albums to choose from, 7 full studio albums in one acoustic unplugged. So a lot of stuff to choose from, a lot of songs. So we think we've we're going to add a couple of new ones as time goes on. And of course, the emphasis is going to be if we get a lot of requests from fans, we've added another track after requests after the first 2 shows. So that's how we'll do it. And then not sidetrack too much that we forget about what the fans want at the end of the day is a new album.
Yeah.
That's really what they want. I mean, they love hearing all the old stuff, without a doubt. and we saw that, and you know, it blew us away
I mean,
with the way they reacted.
It's pretty pointless you doing a reunion if you're not going to do a new album.
Exactly. You know, this is always kind of it's always been there, but we never really focused too much on okay, let's dive in the studio and do an album straight away before you've even played a note together. And we wanted to know that we could deliver these songs, and we wanted to prove to the fans that we could, and we've done that now. And that was the big hurdle. It wasn't really a hurdle because it was fun in the process of doing it, you know. But we'll call it a hurdle. We got over that hurdle. We made everybody happy, and now we want to make the fans happy. Starting to put together the best album we possibly can, and that's what we're going to do.
Well,
After that, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Got no idea. It's anyone's guess. We'll just see where destiny takes us.
Well, I want to wish you all the best on that, Ian and the band. But please say hello to the guys for me. I mean, Derek knows me and Martin. So, but yeah, I
Will
wish
do.
everything goes well for you. But I'd like to thank you for doing this interview, Ian. Do you have anything to say to the people watching this on YouTube?
Yeah, I mean, it's you, Friday the 13th. It's people like you, Jason. You've been keeping us going together with the fans for decades. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Really
Okay. Well,
heartfelt thanks.
So have a nice day, my friend. Keep in
You
touch.
too, mate.
And
Yeah.
wish you all the best with the new album. I'm here for you for the next album. I'll be reviewing it, so don't worry about
Okay, cool. Appreciate it.
that. Okay, my brother.
And Merry Christmas to everybody.
And yeah, and you, mate. And happy birthday as well for next week in a couple of days' time. Have a drink for me.
Yeah, oh no, my birthday was in September, the 22nd of September.
Oh, sorry, I thought
But
it was.
sorry to all those I didn't thank. I got like the last birthday, it just gets silly. I got nearly 600 emails. I just can't keep up with it. So, and I think there was an email from you in the past in between there. And if I didn't say thanks, I apologize. But from my heart, you know, I love all the support. So appreciate it. And
Cheers.
have a great time with your families and friends. Enjoy the Christmas. All the best for the new year, by the way, Jace.
And yours, my friend, as well. But thank you, Ian. God bless, mate. I'll speak to you
See ya.
soon.
Bye,
Bye, Ian.
mate.
Bye.